Studio 41 Football Recap Live is brought to you by Studio 41 Home Design Showroom. 13 locations, studio41.com. Vertical, in business since 1985. Chicago's chimney experts for chimney cleanings, masonry work, gas logs. Verticalchimney.com. Your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers, the official truck partner of the Chicago Bears. Hooters. At Hooters, originality isn't just one thing, it's everything. World famous wings and more, served up by the iconic Hooters girl. Hooters, always original. Dr. Pepper, an American original, just like our Chicago Bears. Grab an ice cold, refreshing Dr. Pepper today at a McDonald's near you. Special Olympics Illinois. Special Olympics Illinois, so I did. Learn more at SOILL.org. Apt. For the best appliances for football season, shop at Apt. Pleasing people since 1936. Find them at apt.com. Four Seasons. Heating, plumbing, air conditioning, and electric. For all the right reasons, Four Seasons. The Illinois Tollway. If you're a true Chicago fan who loves speed and efficiency, join the team that always wins. Sign up for iPass today. Driving to the Bears game? You get a 50% discount on your tolls with iPass. Go ahead, Olin.
Wow.
AB?
You're right. You're right.
Oh,
I left, came back, and it was still going.
Yep.
By left, you mean you didn't walk off screen. You went down to the store and back.
Correct.
We've all got a 50-cent raise. Nothing to complain about, right? Nothing to complain about. No one hustles like my man Cap, man. Nobody. Nobody.
Welcome to Studio 41 Football Recap Live. That's Olin, Tommy, Alex Brown. I'm David Kaplan. It's our Four Seasons game day breakdown of a 20-17 overtime heartbreaker in the divisional round of the NFC playoffs. Bears go home, losing on a field goal to the LA Rams. Olin, you could start it. Mm-hmm. Your first takeaway from that game.
Well, just from the game was just, it was too bad because I thought they could beat the Rams after watching their film all week, after watching what the Chicago Bears has become. Because I'll be honest with you, I didn't have the Chicago Bears in the playoff this year. I didn't have them doing as well as they have done. And the development of the quarterback becoming a multiplier is what made you think going into the game. Now, this guy, he can get this team to victory. Dennis Allen, I mean, the voodoo he put on Sean McVay was surprising to me. I had the game in the 30s, but it wasn't. Dennis Allen put on an absolute show, and Alex can talk about that better than I can, so I'm going to leave that alone. But really enjoyed the defensive effort and how they came out there and competed against the Rams offense, which number one offense in the NFL. As far as the offense goes, again, late in the game, Caleb Williams, I think Roma Dunze said it best, right? Like, it's the best throw until he makes the next one. Right, it's the best throw you've ever seen until he makes the next one. I'm probably like you guys, jumping off my couch, throwing things at my TV. Can't believe they scored that touchdown, man. And then obviously the interception that's been talked about to death, and then the Rams moved the ball down the field from the 22-yard line. The Bears finally find a way to lose a football game.
Tommy, Alex, your guys' thoughts? First blush when that game ended.
Go ahead, Alex.
I was obviously disappointed that the season was over, but man, I really believe we're at the beginning of, barring injury, 10, 12, maybe even 15 years of just really good football play. And I mean, I think we're sitting in a situation where none of us, I mean, I know we're all different ages here and we've seen a lot of different Chicago Bears football, but we've never been in a position where 80% of the NFL would trade us for our quarterback. Mm-hmm. So that being said, I think we're on the right track. I think we got the right coach. I think we got a lot of pieces in place, and now it's going to become management up trying to fit in little spots where we can get better. And I think first and foremost, I think that comes with a pass rush, but I'm a defensive guy, so I like equity going to the defensive side. But that was my first thought. I wasn't as pissed off as I thought I would be, because I do believe we have a lot more. I think, God, I don't know if I forget who the hell I heard say this, but I think that this is the worst we're going to see Caleb and Ben Johnson for a very long time. And I mean, he shocked us. He wowed us more than a few times this year. So I think we got some really, really bright days ahead of us. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I can't remember, guys, the last time we said emphatically and confidently, we've got the quarterback, we've got the coach. Mm-hmm. If you've got the quarterback and you got the coach, now you definitely have a bright future. And you obviously have to fill in the gaps and all kinds of things. But, going back to what Olin was talking about, like, I didn't have defensive struggle on my bingo card. I don't know about you guys. I thought this was going to be a shootout. I didn't think either defense was going to be able to completely slow down the opposing offense. If you told me that you were going to hold the probable league MVP to 48% completion, sacking 4 times, you hold him to a 67 quarterback rating, and he has no touchdown passes, I say Bears win this game. If you told me they would have held a top 10 rushing attack to just 111 yards, I would have told you Bears win this game. If you told me they would have held Puka and Devontae to 7 total catches and 80 yards, I would have told you they would have won the game. But, it's just been an unpredictable season, but one that, guys, I don't think there'll ever be a season in Bears history going forward. And I don't know how many more years I will watch them. But I don't know that you'll ever see a season like this with how they've won games. 7 times. 7 times they won games this year when they were trailing with 2 minutes to go. It's never been done.
So almost a year to the day, I'm sitting in this very chair, and I grab my phone, and I'm like, what is Schefter tweeting? Ben Johnson's been taking the Bears job. It's done. It was 2 days after they lost in the division round to the Washington Commanders. Mm-hmm. Tommy's on the air. I picked up the phone and I called Olin. He's like, what's up, bro? I said, Ben Johnson just took the job. Shit's about to get real. Olin said to me, okay, I want to have this conversation after the season. You're telling me a 39-year-old guy, remember this conversation, Olin?
Yeah.
39-year-old guy is going to walk into a building that is filled with losing. That's what they've been doing. And he's going to come in there, never been a head coach, and he's going to change the culture. Let's have this conversation after the season and see what happens. So I ask you now, what you watched, does he beyond your wildest expectation?
Yeah, it was a crazy year, right? And if we're going to bring that up, we'll talk about how you wanted Vrabel over him, but we won't talk about all that. Anyway, we won't talk about all that. Vrabel, this guy's Vrabel's biggest fan. He's got Vrabel's jersey under that sweater. Listen.
Don't do it.
Hey, he impressed me. He even impressed me at the end of this year, right? And you talk about how does the team feel about him? How do the guys feel about him? Are they committed to him? When Caleb gave that speech after the Green Bay game, and he almost cried talking there. And what that is right there, Alex and Tom, knowing you even know, Cap, it's hard to find good coaching in NFL. Ask Marcus Stroud, right? Ask Stroud, the quarterback there in Houston. Ask everybody how hard it is to find an OC and a guy who understands how to develop a quarterback. And think about the year that Caleb went through last year, right? You talk about a coach who comes in and talks about details and standard and playing a tough brand of football. And how many times have we heard that and not seen it on film? First time I've seen it on film for the Chicago Bears in a long time. When you turn the film on, I think we've talked about on this podcast many a times, man. Love watching the Chicago Bears film after. Love watching them compete. Love watching the way they, even on special teams, the gunners get down the field. Hardy running down the field on kickoffs. Brisker, the way he played in the secondary. Byard. All these guys are fighting all the time to win football games. So the culture that young guy put in that building, Cap, did shock me. Totally wrong about a guy getting to Hallis Hall. Now, I wouldn't say right away, oh, this is go on for years, right? There is a lot. Ask Matt Nagy. There's a lot to overcome. But there is the quarterback who is a playmaker who does make a difference for a football team that we're looking for multiple. I think it was 2021. Ted Phillips says, we don't have the quarterback, we don't have the wins, but everything else is here. Right? We're like, what the hell are you talking about? Now we have the wins and we have the quarterback.
Oh, gee. So with that, I believe that what's different between Nagy 2018, I want to say, that playoff run, and now is that there was a lot of trick plays. There was a lot of stuff that when defensive coordinators go back and they look at it the next year, they can fix whatever it is. When they go back and they watch this film and what we did to the Eagles, it's going to take something inside of you to fix that. When you watch this film and we see them running the ball down somebody's face, that is just a culture, I think, and it's not trick plays. It's not something where they're trying to trick you. They're trying to outthink you in a way. This is how they are. That's what makes me excited for moving forward, because I think they really have different layers on the offensive side that they haven't even exposed to Caleb, and in the offseason, we'll see that. I think we're going to see a different Caleb next year, a better Caleb, I should say, not a different one, but a better Caleb next year. And it's the simple things, right? It's the simple things that I've seen throughout the season, completing the simple passes, completing the guy that's wide open, not overthrowing that guy, not throwing that ball in the dirt. The wild plays he's got down pat. It's the simple stuff. And if that's the problem, then I'm all in. I'm good. I mean, I'm all in on that.
Tommy, you wanted him?
Yeah.
Ben Johnson. And I said to you, there's no way George McCaskey is greenlighting $65 million in spend. And he did.
Yeah. The reason I wanted him, because go back to his time and look, there's a lot of great offensive minded guys in the game over the course of years, but go back when he took over that Detroit offense and look what they did. They were number 4 in yards per game, number 5 in points per game. And yes, they had a veteran quarterback or a guy in Jared Goff that had been there for 5 years or been in the league for 5 years. There was no Sam Laporta. There was no Jamison Williams. There was no Jahmyr Gibb. And that entire offensive line wasn't the solid group that they ultimately became. But yet they still found a way to be a top 5 offense. And then you looked at the completion percentage of Jared Goff, 65%, 67%, and then in year 3, 72%. So you saw even a veteran quarterback get better, and you saw as they got more talented on their offensive line, they became a top 3 or 5 rushing attack. Like everything kind of gelled for them. I think the best thing that ever happened, guys, for Caleb Williams is Ben Johnson was hired, because we all kind of knew that the tangible skill set that Caleb has is elite. He does a lot of, does he need to improve? Absolutely. Does the footwork need to get better? Yet? Do the mechanics need to be harped on? Yes. But he's got the ability to do some shit that not many guys can do. So the tangible skill set is there. But what about the intangibles, right? Does it hurt you more to lose than the joy to win? You know what I'm saying? Are you a leader? Do you have a loud voice in the room? Are you a competitor? And I got to tell you guys, all of the intangible questions that I think existed after last year, his rookie year, I think a lot of them have been answered. Olin talked about how, you could tell how much the relationship means to Caleb with Ben when he gave him the game ball. You can see, he's a competitor, man. If you had any questions about whether or not he loved football, I truly think he answered most, if not all of them. And that, to me, guys, is what's most comforting, because I know he's got the skill, but how much does football mean to you? You know what I mean? If it means everything to you, you got the ability to be a really, really, really good one. If it's just a hobby of yours, then you'll have good moments, but they won't be consistent. You know what I'm saying? So, I think he answered a lot of those questions, and I think he earned the respect of a lot of those guys. And when you heard some of the exit meeting comments, whether it was Brisker or Kevin Byer, and some of the guys that I don't think were truly, impressed with how he went about his job the first year, they all changed their minds after this year.
Olin, let me ask you something. In 2004, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys were 5-11. 2005, you flip it to 11-5, and then next year you go 13-3 and go to the Super Bowl. After the 11-5, when everyone went, wow, that was fun. What was the off-season mindset, you, Alex, the guys on that roster had, knowing we got a lot of talent and we got a coach we like playing for. Let's go. What was that like once you got eliminated in 05?
Yeah, I think on every football team, there's a talk of the Super Bowl, but there's also when it's real. When you're talking to, we have a Super Bowl team here, you get to the first OTAs, you get to the first mini camp, you get to the first camp, and you're competing against each other. You're like, we got a good football team here, man. We got a team that can compete and make a run. The one thing you can't do is you can't bullshit an NFL locker room, no matter how hard you try. And Tom talks about Caleb and the way he competes at the end of games. And Alex talks about the special plays he makes. Like when Jared Verse comes free, he makes a miss, makes a linebacker Landman miss, and goes for 26 yards, right? No one helped him do that. He multiplier with McFadden and Tooney there at guard and tackle. He makes them right. Right, same thing in that year. We had Urlacher, we had guys like Alex, we had guys like Peanut Tillman, right? We had Adewale Ogunle, who went out last night with Indiana, the oldest team in the world to ever win the national championship. Anyway, we won't talk about all that. Right, we had Lance Briggs, right? We had Mike Brown, we had guys, Nathan Vasher, man. We were stacked. We knew we had a good coaching staff. When you have a good football team. So that's how you take the next step, Cap. You're just a good football team, and you know it. When you walk in your locker room, you know it when you walk out to practice. And I think when you hear these players for the Bears talk now, they know they got a coach and they know they got a quarterback. And when you got a coach and a quarterback, that's what we like to call in the NFL repeatable.
Mm-hmm. AB, what was your feeling as you, Olin, you obviously had Lack and you had some amazing Peanuts there and Briggs is that. Like, there was a lot of talent on that team, but you didn't have Caleb. You didn't have that guy at quarterback.
No, we didn't. We didn't have Caleb. And that 05 team and the 06 team I thought was totally different when we're talking about both sides, not just offensive, but the defensive side. I think the offensive side, because they played so well, I think on defense, we didn't play as well as we did in 05 because we were up by so damn much at times during that year. What was needed in 05 to hold people to 13 points or whatever, like that's what was needed to have that type of season. Once we got to 06, man, gosh, the offense was scoring 27 plus points a game and we were just rolling because truthfully, we didn't believe people could score 27 points on us. And after that Carolina game, I don't know about everybody else, but I was hurt. I remember sitting in my locker, and tears started coming down my face because I thought we should have beat the hell out of that team. We had beat them in the season, in the regular season, and I thought we should have just smoked them, and we didn't. And it was our fault, defense, because we gave up so many points. That next year, like Olin say, you can't bullshit a locker room, man. We knew from day one, the only thing that's going to derail this train right here is injuries. That's it. It's injuries. If everybody stay healthy, and we got this little rookie over here that if he's half as good as what people are saying, he's going to be damn good.
That was nuts, man.
So and we just knew we had a really good football team. That's it. Now you need the ball to bounce your way. You need Lance Briggs on 3rd and or 4th and inches to blitz when he's not supposed to blitz in a division playoff game and make the tackle for loss on Sean Alexander. You need stuff to go your way, even when you're a good football team. So coming into next year, I think if that's where we're going with this, I think they should have all the confidence in the world. They'll add some pieces.
Yeah.
But you got the big pieces there. So man, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And this weird thing called expectation is gonna come up, and that's what's gonna be different for them. Like this year, you could almost see them being young and okay, they don't know what they don't know. Okay, they're just gonna go. But next year, the expectation will be there.
Tommy,
it's funny. You heard Olin has said this now a couple of weeks. Ask Matt Nagy how difficult it is to win consistently in that building sometimes, and until you are able to do it again the way that Alex and Olin's team did it, it's still going to be a question mark out there. Like I can tell you guys from my perspective, and I don't know how you guys feel, I don't think you're going to be able to win games this next year the way you won games this year. I think that's but by the same token, I think you're going to be a better team. So, like, I don't think you're going to win games because your quarterback is creating miracles. I think you're going to win games because you're better defensively and you're more consistent on offense, and everyone knows each other a little bit better. So maybe you win 10 games. Maybe you win 12 games. I don't know how many games you're going to win. I just don't think winning games the way they've won them this year is repeatable. But the success, in my opinion, is because of a lot of the stuff that's been mentioned. It's just, you're going to have to do it a little bit differently next year.
Winning 7 games like that,
yeah,
I don't think they're going to be in that position next year because of what you said, because I think they'll be a better football team. But because they did it this year, I think they'll still have that confidence that when they are in that, and they will have to do it at some point, they'll have to come back. Hell, the best team I ever played on was 016. And we had to come back on a very, very not so good Arizona team. And we were able to do it. So at times you'll have to come back and do it, but at least they have the confidence that they will be able to do it.
Yeah, and learning how to win is a real thing, right, Cap and Tom and Alex? Like learning how to win. And if you look at this team at the end of the year, they're -2 and they beat the Green Bay Packers. Mm-hmm. Right, they're -3 in this last game. Caleb threw 3 interceptions, and they only lose by 3. They're actually losing. Like if you would have told me they would have beat the Green Bay Packers and lose a turnover battle, I would have told you were lying. So that's a football team. Look at them in San Francisco, right? They went blow for blow. Looking for them in Green Bay when they're up in Green Bay. At the end, they have a chance to win the game. They became a better football team, and learning how to win in the NFL is a real thing, man.
Yes.
Olin, in terms of looking at this offensive line, I know Tommy has been steadfast. Go get Trey Hendrickson or somebody that can pressure the quarterback. And I agree that is an essential thing that they've got to be better at. But I also believe as important is figuring out who your left tackle is next year. Like, who is the Joe Tooney that's going to get moved by a team that says, yeah, we've got to probably move cap money, or we're going to rebuild a bit. We're going to have to trade. I don't care if he's a 32-year-old guy. If he's a really good player. I think you've got Ozzie Trapillo's not coming through that door probably till mid-season. I think you have to push your chips in with this team and go, okay, who's the best left tackle I can find that can start for me opening week and is a beast? Do you agree, or do you think, like others, that you got to get a rush edge first?
I think you're in a position to get whichever one you can get out of those two, right? And I think that, like you're talking about, Houston didn't want Laramie Tunsil last year, which is crazy to me, right? He's one of the best left tackles in the NFL. You saw this week, everyone, Joe Tooney, I give him credit, man. I mean, they call him up. We're moving the left tackle. Do it, right? McFadden and called the thing them up on Tuesday. But look, when you really go through the film and you watch the cohesion and all the problems they had on short yardage and some of the critical plays in the game, that really showed up, right? And just kicking him out there and having him play left tackle. And I knew Joe wouldn't be terrible. I watched him against the Eagles in the Super Bowl last year. And the guy's got amazing feet, and that's why he's probably going to be a Hall of Fame football player. But, Cap, like you're saying, if you can get a linchpin left tackle, I think the thing with the Bears is right now you don't have to choose one or the other. You go get both. Right, you have your draft picks, and you'll have money in free agency, and you're gonna have to give up some guys and rework some contracts and do the things you got to do. But as important as I would say, the bigger problem this year was the defensive line and not having Dio out there when he got hurt, and Shamar Turner got hurt, and you're watching Montez Sweat against the third backup right tackle he's faced in a row, and just not enough pressure at the end of the football game on Stafford. And look, everyone talk about that DJ Moore play, guys, as much as they want, and it's true. But they got the ball on the 22-yard line. The Rams still had a long way to go in that weather to kick a field goal, and they did.
Yep. No, I totally agree. I'm with. I mean, god dang, I try to be unbiased here, but damn it, I want the pass rusher because and this is why. Because when we can't rush the passer, they have way more time to throw the football. When we have to get pressure, or when we tend to get pressure this year, it was because we blitz and we were one-on-one and we don't have the people on the back end that can cover one-on-one. So a pass rusher, I think, makes the biggest splash, or makes the most sense to me, because you do have a person that can play left tackle. We went through everybody. We do not have anybody that can get pressure.
Shocked me.
Like,
Shocked me what they did with all the left tackle this year. Shocked me.
yes, 100%.
Tommy?
You can do stuff, like there's no hiding that you don't have a pass rusher. You just
listen. I mean, you guys, Alex, you know this better than I. I think you need help in the interior of your D line too. I think you need a 3 technique that can do some of the shit that you were hoping that either Dexter was going to be able to do or Shamar Turner was going to step in and do. So I don't, Cap. I think you need somebody off the edge. I think you need somebody from the interior of that defensive line as well. So.
Yeah, I look like at a Chris Jones. I go, well, if Kansas City has more money problems and if they feel like they're going to take a step back because Mahomes, I don't know when Mahomes will walk through that door. If they said he's going to be 33, all right, let's move that money. Sign me the hell up and bring that animal here.
I mean, like you did it with Scotch tape and a staple gun this year on defense. Like the fact that they did what they did, you did it because – you took the ball. Like I can't even believe that they like Olin said, you beat the Packers. -2. You were -5 for the postseason and beat a team and almost beat the best offense in football, being -5 in takeaways. Like I don't know that you're going to be able to. I think that during a season, that trend of taking the ball away, and Alex, you can obviously know this better than me, can exist. I don't think that transcends to next year. I don't think that you can connect the dots from one season to next with regard to taking the ball away. And the fact that they led the league in interceptions and takeaways with virtually no pass rush to me was unbelievable as well. So
yeah, I think taking the ball away is a daily thing, right? Like with Lovie Smith, it's always taking the ball away. It's a habit thing. You just every day, everything is a fumble. Any incompletion is a fumble. You pick it up and you run with it. I've said, like, on this particular defense, though, that's what they do. They take the ball away, but they don't stop the run very well. And they didn't in New Orleans when Coach
Allen, yep.
Coach Allen was down there, yeah.
Yep.
So when Allen was down there, the DB coach, they didn't stop the run then, and they won the Super Bowl. So everybody forget that part. They led the league in takeaways, but they couldn't stop the run. Nobody gives a shit. I wish like we don't stop the run, lead the league in takeaways, and then let us win the Super Bowl. So and nobody cares. So there are holes in the defense, sure, but I think it's repeatable though.
I got to ask you guys about our Dr. Pepper play of the game. Grab an ice cold, refreshing Dr. Pepper at a McDonald's near you. It's obviously it's the 14-yard touchdown pass that traveled, according to Next Gen Stats, 51.6 yards when he ran backwards. It's also our vertical catch of the game. Chicago's chimney experts, cleanings, masonry work, gas logs, verticalchimney.com. We'll give that to Cole Kmet. And the play of the game is Caleb's ridiculous throw. I was here in the studio waiting to do the recap, and I'm bummed. I'm like, wow, we're going to lose. I see him going backwards, and I'm like, well, it's a rough way to end the season. What were you three thinking?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't hear it. So I couldn't hear it. I saw it on TV, but I couldn't hear it. So I didn't see where I'm watching it, but I don't really see where the ball's going. And I see Cole Kmet do his home run thing. I'm like, wait, he caught it? Wait a minute. Mm-hmm. And there's 2 plays, man. That's 2 plays that play, and in the 4th and 8, I think it was 4th and 8, the season's on the line. And he is the calmest person, and he has to do the job. I'm a nervous wreck. I'm dying over here. Like, oh my God, why are you running back? No, don't run back. And he just, man, I don't know, man. I lose the words to say about this young man when pressure is on.
He's amazing.
He's
OG
really
and Tommy, what were you guys thinking?
Go ahead, Tom.
I got to tell you, and I'm not trying to play TV with you, like, I didn't expect it to be completed, but I'm not shocked it was. Like, that's just the season it's been. Like, you give this team an inch, they take a mile. You give them, just a crack in the door, and they're going to knock that SOB off the hinges. Like, the play is not dead until it's dead. So, like, of course, I was surprised that it ended up the way it did. And then after it ended up the way it did, I was like, I'm not surprised it ended that way because that's the way the 2025 season has been. This is why I'm saying, like, he's capable of anything. But the likelihood of that stuff happening next year is very, very, very low. But I don't believe you're going to need the miracles next year as much because I think you're going to be a better football team. But this year, I mean, if you want to put a cap on I've said this in the past. I said, this entire season has tested the boundaries of my football imagination. Like, so to think that he can't pull a rabbit out of the hat again, what kind of dumb fuck would I be to put any ceiling on it?
Olin?
It was the whole thing, right? It was them turning the ball over on downs, right? So, oh man, then the defense coming up and stopping the Rams. I mean, giving them a first down, but then stopping it. McVay, for whatever reason, running the ball with 7 seconds left in the game. And you're like, gosh, Sean McVay just ruined game management? All right, cool. And then the punter leaving it on the 50. Then hitting Loveland for whatever. And he goes out of the game, right? He gets hit in the head and he's out. And you're sitting there and you're like, no way. But like Tom is saying and Alex is saying, you've watched this before, right? And then, you're like, there it is. Tooney got beat and McFadden. Well, Verse finally got to us. And he's running backwards and he throws it. I'm sure the DB thought, no way he can throw it that far. Right?
Yeah.
No way. But when he caught it, like Tom is saying, you're like, yeah, that's about right? Yeah. That's about what this year has been like. I mean, obviously I'm screaming. I'm like, no way, not again. But not totally and completely shocked that Caleb Williams made another play at the end of the game. And, and again, it's Cole Kmet because Cole said Loveland's out. And just the story, if you go through it and try to write it up, like no one's going to believe you that a year went this way it did for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, if you think about like when I watched what Ben Johnson said after, maybe not after the game, maybe it was the day after. He talks about how Caleb makes him right. Like he can make a call, but Caleb's ability, even if the call is wrong or even if it's not the perfect call, because of his ability to do just about anything on that football field, he's able to make that play right. And I think even with what Olin's saying, like you can miss a block, you can miss this block, and he can still make everybody right. We haven't seen that in a Chicago Bears uniform. I haven't seen that since I've been a Bear fan, 2002. So that's it.
All right, Olin, who would you give player of the game to in that game?
Who would I give player of the game to in a game that?
Yeah, because if I say who I picked, I know I'm going to get smacked for it.
You are.
You are. We're not going to give the Rams any players of the game around here.
I gave it to a Ram. They won.
I know. Well, you run a Rams show, so you might as well.
I gave it to Cam Curl. That dude had 13 tackles, 7 solos, and the game-clinching interception because they went on and won on the field goal. I wanted to give it to Caleb, but he had 3 picks. Like, I couldn't think of who to give it to.
Mm-hmm. Brisker is what I'd give it to. Brisker had a really good game. Yeah, really good game.
He did. He absolutely
it shouldn't change, Cap. It shouldn't change. In my opinion, it shouldn't change who wins or not. Because if we go down to kick a field goal, that guy still had 13 tackles, a pick, and
you're mad you're not in the College Football Hall of Fame. If you did this 13, 7 solos and an interception, and I didn't pick you, you'd be like, "What about me?"
13. Okay, so defensive ends, we don't get any credit for tackles. There need to be some sacks in there. So if I had 5 sacks, then yeah, that would be a problem.
Yes. You'd be like, I don't care. We won, and I had 5 sacks.
What you said is because they won, you got to pick this guy. Well, that's not necessarily the case. I don't think. I mean,
Brisker would probably be the one Bear you could say. What do you?
Look, I've said, guys, I like Brisker. I think he's a good player. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't believed he was like a Pro Bowl or an All-Pro caliber player. I thought he was the best player on the field on Sunday night. I really did.
I thought Darnell was really good. I thought Darnell played a really solid football game, and he has all year. Some of the movement he got out there, and they lacked a lot of cohesion on their offensive line in the run game. But some of the movement he got on guys, unbelievable. I tweeted one out after one play. He had a guy I think he had Puna Ford, who's a very good player, like 7 yards off the football, man. It's something to watch.
Olin, I was going to.
Great feeling being 7 yards.
Oh, I know, man. I know. Darnell Wright's a monster, bro. Him and Jonah Jackson are monsters.
And he's doing it with an injured arm on top of it.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a great year, man.
He did.
Coach Dan Rochard did a nice job.
We talked about this a little bit last week, Olin. Like, it looked like their interior, their offensive line struggled a little bit. Did Dolman wear down at the end of the season from what you were watching on film?
I don't think he wore down. I think a lot of times you put on film what you are, and people start attacking what they think you're susceptible to. And I think they found, Dolman made the Pro Bowl, and I hate to go in on his game and his tendencies at the end of the year. But just to put it simply, there was a few things he struggled with in pass protection and games and working TTs off, and when guys would move on him. And then what happens a lot of times when you struggle with that is it slows down your takeoff. You start to not come off the football, and you start to catch guys a little more because you're worried about games all the time. By games, I mean two linemen, one guy goes picks and one guy runs around. So Rams did a nice job. The funny thing was, I'm sure you guys watched the film, is Coach Shula and Coach Allen's scheme for that day looked really similar. And obviously they're going against similar offenses, with the 13 personnel and the way Ben and McVay attack people, but they were running really similar defenses, and the two D corners did a nice job stopping them. Where both ran crow blitzes, both ran cornerback blitzes, both ran games inside. So it was a really interesting game to go back and rewatch.
All right, we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll come right back, get more of the guys' thoughts on the season-ending loss to the Rams and the future that is absolutely so bright. We'll be right back at Studio 41, Football Recap Live.
Our family had been talking about redoing the kitchen for a long time. Studio 41 had all the pieces I wanted.
With Studio 41, we found their prices competitive. They helped us stay on a budget.
They spent a lot of time with me in the studio, and I got to touch and feel things.
Our big fear was if you go online, who's standing behind the product? Studio 41 had the best selection, and they took her ideas and brought it to life.
It was everything I dreamed it could be.
Visit studio41.com to find a showroom near you.
At Vertical Chimney Care, our goal is to keep you warm and safe. Since 1985, we've been doing just that, providing our Chicagoland neighbors value, reliability, and peace of mind. From chimney cleanings and flue liners to fireplace rebuilds and restorations, the chimney technicians and expert masons deliver top quality inspections, maintenance, and repairs using the latest fire safety technology with quality you can trust. At Vertical, we aim to treat every home like it's our own home. Vertical. Trusted by homeowners, built on care.
Okay, we're just here for dishwashers.
Just a dishwasher.
Studio 41 Football Recap Live is brought to you by Studio 41 Home Design Showroom. 13 locations, Studio 41. All right, welcome back on Studio 41 Football Recap Live. That's Olin Kreutz, Alex Brown, Tom Waddle. I'm David Kaplan. Our Chevy drive of the game was 7 plays, 50 yards, took 132. By the way, Chicagoland Chevy dealers are the official truck partner of the Chicago Bears. And it was Caleb Williams to Cole Kmet from 51 yards, even though it's a 14-yard touchdown strike. Extra point, good. Bears tie the football game up in forced overtime. Would you guys, if you were coaching, have gone for 2 there? Because the broadcast thought they were going to go for 2. Ben said, I thought about it, and I just didn't feel it was right because they were having troubles in the short yardage situations. Olin, would you have gone for it?
Yeah, I probably would have. Now, Ben makes a great point that I didn't think about after the game, and I wonder why he didn't. Because I know you're at home, and I know all the things, but I just think on paper, if I win the game as a coach, I'd be like, go for 2 at the end. They're the better football team, right? They are just have more guys, more talent, a good play caller, but to Ben's point, man, I mean, the defense does get a stop right away, right? And we are moving the ball, and but I personally, I think I tweeted out before that drive even started that I'd go for two. Like, would you go for two? But I'm just more surprised, Alex and Tom, that the play of the drive of the game wasn't the field goal by the Rams on Cap Show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought the same. I thought the same thing, man. I tweeted out once we got the ball, because in my opinion, every time Caleb's in this situation, he always comes through. So he's going to get us in the end zone. That's my thought. The only question at this point is if we're going to go for two or not. And like OG said, I can't go away from what Ben Johnson said after the game, that we weren't doing very good in that. Like in those situations and those goal to go, the situations that we were in for those short yardage, we weren't doing really good. So he didn't feel good about it. I do like a coach that goes with his gut and not just all analytical, right? So I like that. So I was fine with it at the end, and we got the stop we needed. We had every chance to win that game.
We did. Tommy, would you?
Yeah, I was, to be honest with you, not that I'm, the fence is an uncomfortable place to sit, but had he decided to go for it, I'd have been fine with it. Had it been my decision, I would have done what he did for a couple of reasons. First of all, there was no Colston Loveland. He was out with a concussion, and he is such a maker, and he's a mismatch in those situations. And I thought Ben's, explanation, as Alex was talking about, was really good. They were getting their asses kicked on short yardage situations. Like the Rams were taking a hold of the line of scrimmage. And with the overtime rules, and by the way, there was only 17 or 18 seconds. I'm not going to lie. I was a little surprised that at least McVay didn't try to throw it at least once instead of just taking a knee. But once you get to the overtime, regardless of what the other team does, you're going to get a possession. And your defense was playing well. I think if you put it all into, the mix, I wasn't surprised that they did what they did. And it's probably the route I would have gone. But, I don't think anybody in the football universe would have given him hell if he had decided to go for it.
But that play, because they were struggling at short yardage so much, like a lot of their run game was Caleb's legs. Yes. Like if you just take the running backs, that's why I know they need pass rush, Alex, Tommy. The first thing I'm doing is who is the best left tackle veteran that's available out there. And if I can get him, I'm in, man.
I'm not arguing with you.
Because I got an offensive coach, I got that quarterback, and I have got to make sure he's got as good an iron gate in front of him as I can do, period.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
I don't know how Alex thinks about it, but I think about the end of games, and I'm sure Alex does, but almost like when a Mariano Rivera comes in or like a reliever comes and his music hits, you're looking for that pass rusher to close a game out, right? Like those guys are critical. It's critical, Cap, as your left tackle. Now, if you're talking about just run game, Theo Benedict is a very good run blocker, but they need a guy. What you need a left tackle for is if you need a pass at the end of the game, right? Those guys get paid the one-on-one pass block at the end of football games. That's why you pay a left tackle a ton of money. What the Bears' plan was going in, go to goal, was we're going to run this ball in. Well, we're going to run the ball right at the Rams out of 13 personnel, or, move two tight ends over and run counter. And it just didn't work. The Rams were hitting them, getting under their pads. And I thought that, the tight ends were getting pushed back, and so was the interior of the offensive line. And he was trying to find what to do. I was surprised at the end of the game, they gave the ball to Swift 3 times instead of going to Monungai at some point to stick the ball in there and hit it up the middle. But as Coach said, man, it wasn't working. And then the only touchdown was around that 4th down, a beautiful pass to DJ Moore.
You know what, as well, I'm not denying they could use a left tackle, Cap, but, I don't know how you guys feel. I think quarterback protection starts with the quarterback, and that young man can protect himself pretty damn well. And I'm not suggesting, you should go ahead and put anybody out there, but I think when you combine Caleb's ability to see the field, to take care of himself, to eject and protect himself, and Joe's going to go back to left guard, I assume, fellas, he's going to be able to help out whoever that guy is at left tackle. I would still say that a pass rusher's, is 1, and your left tackle could be 1A, but what the hell, who knows?
You do have to make a decision, and the assumption is that if you get the big time left tackle or a left tackle that is a true left tackle he doesn't need help, you can turn the protection away from him, then the assumption is that you're going to score more points, right? And if you get a pass rusher, the assumption is that you can limit the amount of points scored on you. Either one is fine, so I'm not going to argue with you on it. But if we have something in the building right now, we do not have that on the defensive side as far as a pass rusher that can get it done at the end of the game. And if that guy is available, if you're telling me that guy's available, I know that there's a guy out in Las Vegas that if that opportunity comes up, I know he can change the game for us defensively. I believe.
I'll say this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Alex. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, you're good.
No, I was just going to say that I don't think you have to pick one or the other this year, right? I really don't. And to Tom's point with the offensive line, with all that money you poured in Darnell Wright, you're going to have to repay Darnell Wright at some point this year coming up. So your left tackle, it's going to be hard pressed to pay your right tackle, your right guard, your center, your left guard, and your left tackle. So it's going to have to be a draft pick, right? It's going to have to be a draft pick. And, if you find somebody in the first, second, third round, develop them, good football player. Look what Houston just did with Ursary out of Minnesota. But I'll say this: you're not. Even this may be one of the rare years that you won't see a Hall of Fame quarterback in the Super Bowl when you go there, right? Mahomes is out, Allen's out, Lamar Jackson's out, Mahomes got hurt. So, and you may have one anyway if Stafford makes it, right? And then he may win it all. It's when you get there, you're going to need a pass rusher to rush a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Okay, so let's change the question a little bit. Which one would you use? So you're talking about draft picks and you're talking about free agency, right? So which one are you going to get the for sure guy, right? Do we need a for sure pass rusher like that Max Crosby? Do you go get him, or do you go get the pass rusher that in a couple years he's going to be that guy? Or do you get that is that guy?
Hey, man, I don't know about you, but I watched Max Crosby's film going to the Bears game. I'd go get Max Crosby, man. That guy is unbelievable. And would he match Chicago, man? Would he be a Chicago Bear?
God.
Would he be in a Chicago? He would be the king of the defense here, man. I mean, that guy, look, he was doing it this year. I don't want to say with no help. Never want to talk about NFL players like that. But the way that guy, I don't even know what he's doing out there half the time. The way he makes guys miss and moves around, and I'll try to slow the video down. But yes, I mean Max Crosby. Yes, if he's available, you're gonna make a pitch for that guy for sure.
They are Hooters winging it. Caleb Williams' stats as you look at what he was able to do in this game. 23 of 42, 257 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 5 runs for 40 yards. OriginalHooters.com for one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you. How many of those 3 interceptions, I know they left his fingers, and he would say, hey, they're on me, man. I threw them. But of the 3 interceptions, there's been a lot of talk all week. The last one, did DJ run his route improperly? The one was on 4th down, and the other one, trying to remember which one was the one with Burden and Loveland. There might have been a miscommunication there. Of those 3, were any of them egregious to you guys?
I'll take a swipe at it. The second one to me was he just made a horrible read. He didn't feel the corner dropping back into that hole, and it was just, it happens. It happens. It was a bad read. He didn't see the field the way he normally does, and he tried to throw, a sail route into a coverage where that corner was just able to feather back and take it away. I thought the first interception, he airmails Colston Loveland, but if you see the film, Olin, you probably could describe it better than me. It looks like they get beat right over top of Dolman, and I think his vision and his throw was affected by the pressure that was getting to him. Is it on him? Sure, he's still the quarterback. And the final one, listen, it's one of the cardinal rules of being a wide receiver. You never let a defensive back undercut you. So even if you have a target point down the field that's a little deeper than where you ultimately will land, when you see that thing develop the way it did, you see the hole open up on that side. You got to flatten your route, and you got to make sure that curl's got to come through you. And the worst thing that you can have is have happen what happened. And if for whatever reason you flatten it off and Caleb sails it over your head, it's an incompletion. But you can't have happen what happened.
No, I got nothing. I'm on the other side of the ball. I'm learning here.
No, I don't. The only thing I would add to all this is look, man, DJ's got to flatten that route. Caleb can't throw in the middle of the field on second down. But I'll say this, man, for a guy who played at Soldier Field and you guys played at Soldier Field, and you know those sidelines are hard as rock. There's a play in third quarter where DJ Moore head whips back and hits that ground. And I'm telling you, I'll just say this. I heard a lot about DJ Moore the last couple of days. Absolute warrior. I'll send you guys a video after this show where his head hits that ground pretty damn hard, man. He comes back out, catches a swing pass, runs for 8 yards. I don't know what he'll say about this play. I know he was in a tent for 5 minutes. I know this though. He came back in that game and he competed a lot of that football game and probably doesn't. What does he want to have that play back? Sure. But if you turn that film on in that third quarter, he's on the sideline there and the DB hits him and his head flips back. Pretty freaking hard, man. Hits that sideline. Alex and Tom will tell you they don't have coils on the sideline. You hit that sideline when it's 0 degrees. You're hitting cement. We had an interception against Seattle in a playoff game, and I went and tackled the guy, and my head hit the ground, man. I thought I died, right? And you go back to the other side of the field, man, and you got to get back in the game. And I played in the NFC Championship game with a Torres Liz Frank in my foot, and nobody cares. Nobody does, right? You missed the block, and that's fine. I just want to say about DJ Moore, man. I mean, I think he was probably hurting a little bit. I don't think he'd want me to say that, but I think somebody should.
I agree with that. I don't think he was 100% by any means. I don't think that goes further back than just his past game. But in that game, I remember that play where he hit his head on that ground, and he didn't look the same after that. He looked like he was fighting through. Now, is that a coaching decision? I see a kid in Luther Burton that can run anything that DJ does.
Has that guy ever been tackled by the first defender this year? Luther Burton, man.
Beast.
That guy's nuts, man.
Like, do you put him in there to do that? Like in those situations, because throughout that game, he spent 5 minutes in the tent. So something ain't quite right. So I don't know anything about the interceptions and shit like that. But as far as DJ Moore went, OG, as a damn warrior, man, he is.
Two things can be true. He's got to run that play better, and he fought through injury. Two things can be true.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not criticizing his effort.
No, I know that. Yeah.
I just think if you look at that play and you say just give me the technical breakdown of it, you just can't let. But look, there's nuance to every conversation. There's no doubt. Yeah. If you want to gauge just how hard DJ Moore plays, watch him block as well when he's not being involved in. He's a willing participant in all of it. And you can argue that they're not where they are the last several weeks of the season without DJ making plays. So it was an unfortunate play. Tactically, it was, he made a mistake. It'd be no different than, if an offensive tackle takes a bad step and lets somebody beat him. It's not for a lack of effort or a lack of trying or a lack of care. It's just, Cam Curl gets paid too. It was a hell of a play on his behalf because if you watch the play, he's basically playing point guard and he points to the other guy to make sure that he's, taking care of Roma Dunze trying to run the clear out, and he busts his ass and gets to the point of where the ball is going to go. So, there's, like I said, these things are not black and white a lot of times. There's a lot of nuance that goes into these.
I mean, you gotta forgive me. Sometimes I'm addressing social media. I get in my feelings. I read too much crap on social media, man. Sorry, it's not black or white. It's not racist at all.
Wow. I like when a coach goes to the podium and said, "I got to be better." Like Sean McVay went to the podium and said, "I had a bad night," and
he
my
did,
guys
man. He did 7 runs in the first half in that weather. That was nuts to me.
He did.
Nuts. I was thankful, but
And then he said he goes, "I tried to go for 2 kill shots down the field." I'm like, why are you not running the football here? What are you doing?
He opens the second half with duel, which is like an inside gap play. They get a first down, and then he runs a jet sweep to Puka Nacua for like a 2-yard loss. And I'm like, and it's a hard time questioning Sean McVay, but I'm like, I'm thankful. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, I was shocked, but I like guys who are honest. Like this, it'll come off as a shot at Eberflus. It's not, but he would never take accountability for his mistakes. I love that Sean McVay, Ben Johnson, there are others that I hear, and they come out and go, hey, that's on me. I had a bad night, or I made a bad call.
Eberflus just got to stop. As soon as he started cutting his hair and doing his beard and the glasses, his career's gone downhill. He just got to go back to the old Eberflus, man.
That's it. Just be you, right?
Yes.
Listen, I knew he was fired when he started hard Knocks, and he was in the barber chair. I was like, oh, this guy's done, man. He's done.
By the way, Mike McDaniel just got hired as the new OC for Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers. So that one just broke a couple of minutes ago. So we'll see.
They just haven't been able to stay healthy up front. How many? Like they were down to what, their fifth starting
top 10 tackles both go down.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Alt and Slater, and they're good now. Joe Alt and Slater from Northwestern are very good football players. So yeah, they couldn't stay healthy. They got the running back, they got the quarterback, they had everybody, and then they just injuries on. Alex talked about injuries. We knew if we were healthy, and Mike Brown and Tommy Harris go down, and we're not the same, not the same team after that.
Still good enough, and that I think is worth saying. Like, we were still good enough to make the Super Bowl because Tommy goes down. I think in that Detroit the second time we played them, and Mike Brown went out in the Arizona game, and we were still good enough losing two All-Pro type players. We were still good enough to get to a Super Bowl and compete when we got there. So I don't know. I think that team was pretty good, and I don't think. I better see something, damn it. It's the 28th year.
That's a whole other show for me and Alex to cry about.
I know, man. God dang. Hey, 20-year anniversary, Cap. I need you on a pedestal talking about it. 20-year anniversary. Let's go.
We're going to do a special right here on the recap on that team.
Oh, no, he'll honor the coach. He'll honor the coach right here on this show right here.
He will.
He'll definitely have 15 sponsors to sponsor it.
15? We'll go way bigger than that. Come on now. Hey, our Special Olympics Illinois special teams play of the game. It's got to be Harrison Mevis's 42-yard game-winning field goal when boys tell us you can't or you won't. We simply say, I did. Special Olympics Illinois. So I did. Learn more at SOILL.org. There's no other play. There was not Tommy's favorite player, Torrey Taylor, one of his long punts. I couldn't pick that. So...
Hey, Olin, this is not the recap.
Yes, sir.
This is the Rams cap, it looks like.
Oh, I got you. Cairo didn't make a 48-yard field goal to go tie it 10-10, but whatever. We won't. Cairo, sorry, man.
Wow.
Oh, man.
I was a little kid looking up to you three as the toughest people that I had ever cheered for.
What is going on here? Holy shit. Cat. Smoke half the dude. Don't smoke the whole thing before you come out.
That's a fact. Last thing, and I'll spring you guys. It's our NFC North champ, 11-6 Chicago Bears. It's our Illinois Tollway look ahead. We don't have another game to look ahead to. Make sure you sign up for iPass today. It's the freaking best. It's good on the Easy Pass if you're driving home to Georgia. If you're going down,
sponsored by the Tollway.
100%.
It's unbelievable, man. I need a Tollway sponsor anybody.
Letter grade. Give me a letter grade. What your letter grade is for the Chicago Bears this season. It's hard to say A if you don't win the Super Bowl, but from where we've been, Olin has said to me 1,000 times on the phone, bro, can you imagine how much fun we'd have if they were winning?
Yeah, and it was fun. It really was, man. It was fun. So I'll go real short, and I'll say I give them a B just because they didn't win the Super Bowl.
Yep. I was thinking B-, and I'm with OG. I don't understand. I heard it a lot when we were playing. Some of the older cats didn't really like us winning. I fucking enjoyed all of this, honestly. I enjoy the hell out of it, man. I really enjoy watching the kids get to experience Chicago when you're good. And they love you, man. like just keep doing your thing, man. I'm B- all day on this one.
You know what? I'll be the softy here. I'll give him a B+ because I thought the players played their asses off. I thought the coaches put them in position to make plays. They exceeded my expectations. And I can't say it enough, guys. Caleb Williams proved to me that he loves the game, and that's what's going to make him a great player going forward. Because if you ever doubted whether or not this was important to him, I think he proved to everybody that it is. And I think that combination of desire and hunger and that skill set is going to take this team to some pretty exciting places.
All right.
Cap.
Go ahead. Last thing, my son, Brett.
Cap, your grade.
My grade, I'm giving them as a B+.
Okay.
Because we found our quarterback. We found our head coach. I like the coaching staff. I know that we may lose a couple guys here or there. Sounds like Eric Bieniemy is going to be going back to Kansas City. I don't know what that means for Matt Nagy because he's out of contract and he
ain't coming here, so we good.
Yeah. I thought he was getting the Titans job, and I woke up and went, the other bald guy got it, Robert Saleh. He's the coach. So I don't know where Matt Nagy's headed, but best of luck to him. Anyway, my son Brett texted in and wanted to know, as you looked at that game, if you really rewind your brain to last summer, are you stunned by what we've seen? Stunned that no way did I ever in my wildest dreams think we could have a season like we did.
I'm not, because I thought Caleb is that good. I thought he can be that good. I think he has a lot more to go. I think we found our guy last year. You're saying we found our quarterback? Yeah. I don't think we did that this year. I think we found him last year. So, no, I'm not shocked by it.
But we learned that he and Ben are a match. You had to know that.
If Ben's a really good coach, who I think he is, and Caleb's a really talented player, like, truthfully, they match. It works. Like, it works. So I'm good. I bought his rookie card last year. So I'm all in on Caleb Williams.
You guys want to answer that before I spring you?
You know what? I would say my stun. Look, I said at the start of the year they would win more than they would lose because of all. If you believed in the quarterback and you believed in the coach and you believed in all that they invested in the offense, the offensive side of the ball, you had to believe that they were going to be pretty damn good, or at least significantly better than they have been. Did I expect them to win the division and win a playoff game? No. But I'm not surprised, Cap, that they showed you some of the stuff they did. So shocked, no. Surprised, yeah, a good, healthy surprise that they got as far as they did.
Guys,
I was shocked, Cap, man. Just shocked. Just, when you turn the film on and you saw the way that team fought and played, it was fun to watch. And for me, it was every week, like you talked about, Cap. We've been doing this a long time. So Tom doing a long time also, man. When you turn that film on, you haven't seen that in years here in Chicago. The way that team fought, competed, and executed. So it was really fun.
It was awesome. And you guys are awesome. Love doing this show with you. Good Lord willing, we'll all be healthy and back doing this again next season. But thank you. Our fans love hearing from three guys that spilled blood and guts on that field and are true Chicago Bears. So thank you. And all of our sponsors, thank you, too.
Thank you, Cap, man.
All your
Thank you
sponsors.
for putting it together, Cap. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you guys. We'll talk. Best of luck. Bear down.
Bear down.
Studio 41 Football Recap Live is brought to you by Studio 41 Home Design Showroom. 13 locations, studio41.com. Vertical, in business since 1985. Chicago's chimney experts for chimney cleanings, masonry work, gas logs. Verticalchimney.com. Your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers, the official truck partner of the Chicago Bears. Hooters. At Hooters, originality isn't just one thing, it's everything. World famous wings and more, served up by the iconic Hooters girl. Hooters, always original. Dr. Pepper, an American original just like our Chicago Bears. Grab an ice cold, refreshing Dr. Pepper today at a McDonald's near you. Special Olympics Illinois. Special Olympics Illinois, so I did. Learn more at SOILL.org. Apt. For the best appliances for football season, shop at Apt. Pleasing people since 1936. Find them at apt.com. Four Seasons, heating, plumbing, air conditioning, and electric. For all the right reasons, Four Seasons.
The Illinois Tollway. If you're a true Chicago fan who loves speed and efficiency, join the team that always wins. Sign up for iPass today. Driving to the Bears game? Get a 50% discount on your tolls with iPass.